I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about pointing out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, King Fuckin Truth, baby! Come on! Let's go!
How have I been this successful in life?
Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. I am your host, New Shaun. King Fuckin Green? King Fuckin Green. That, it's nice. I don't hit too many, plus 300s and higher. So when you do, you got to enjoy it, especially when you bet a little bit on it. That was quite fun last week. Wes, how we doing this week?
They're beautiful when they're not just like, I'm throwing a Subway sandwich on this because I think there's a possibility. No, to have the conviction like Bobby Green's gonna win this fight, and then he goes out and looks like
torches him.
Prime fucking Peter Yan, that shit was I mean, we'll get into it, but there's some good breakdown videos on Twitter of that performance, and Bobby Green is a very he's nearing the end of the road and shit, but all the dumb shit, that man's skilled. He's a very, very skilled fighter.
There is not anyone like Bobby Green. He is one of one. There's some good that comes out of that. There's some bad that comes of that, but usually it's entertaining. Yeah, so obviously Do Bronx Fight Week. Max Holloway Fight Week. This is a good one. The depth of the card is not amazing, but a lot of the fights at the top are very good or very fun. So yeah, that's it should be a good one. But first, we'll recap some UFC Mexico from last week. Upset, pretty decent upset. In if we take away the odds, I know the odds weren't massive or anything like that, but if you just look at it as guy got knocked out, taking this on short notice, and comes in and beats a guy that was the champion and did it pretty convincingly. I was on Moreno. That parlay was dead anyway. Or no, it wasn't dead, but it was barely won the first half of it. And yeah, his leg got chewed up early, and that was kind of the ending for him. Couldn't make a comeback. He got it close, but he just got his calf chewed up way too quickly early, and then couldn't really do anything of too much substance later on because of it. What are your thoughts on the main event, Wes?
Yeah, if you would have told me that Moreno was not going to be able to implement any sort of grappling or even get a hold of it,
started way too late. Leg was fucked already, and he wasn't getting those takedowns.
Yeah, I mean, because on the feet, it wasn't close, and I get the leg comes into that as well. I didn't think Moreno was going to win a kickboxing match to begin with. I thought he would definitely come forward and try to get a hold of him more, and it just didn't happen, and Kavanaugh looked very good. Still see the same shit, though, in that fight. It's not the same guy swinging at him, but he was backing out of the pocket with his hands down and shit again, and that fight, you could still see that he is. That's why what you said, it is an upset in the, the grand scheme of things of where these guys are, because Kavanaugh still makes a ton of mistakes, but he got his opportunity and absolutely capitalized on it. I know Bisping would blow him in the middle of the cage and give him a title shot his next fight, but I think he's got a little ways to go, and Moreno just did. He looked a little old in that fight. He did.
It looked great.
It was as bad
in some aspects.
That's about as bad as performance as he's had though. Like that,
Yeah,
that looked like it all came like the damage in the fight. But even to begin, man, he looked just kind of slow and old. Like he was getting out fucking got by a younger, faster kid in there, man. And yeah, I don't know what you do with Moreno. I guess you still can throw him on cards in certain places like Mexico and stuff like that. He's always going to draw and shit, but he's gatekeeper at this point. So
he's
I don't.
he's not a headliner anymore in the year 2026, which doesn't
Nah, I
take
mean,
much.
you can take it down to, when the cartel's running wild and you're like, fuck it, we're still going to roll a show. Like throw Moreno on there, maybe calm tensions for a night. Nah, but yeah, you can usually places like that, maybe Texas cards or something like that, where there's a big Latino fan base. But yeah, I mean, as far as him being any kind of contender or top dude now, like that looked like was completely gone after Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Rest of the main card, David Martinez hit and runs to a win against Marlon Vera. Same old story with Vera. Starts way too late. And Martinez looked good and then got a little tired and got on his bike. I mean, he was on his bike the whole fight, and I think that's why he gassed as bad as he did.
Yeah.
I don't know if he gasses, if he fights a different style matchup, but I think he knew better. He knew what Vera was gonna do to him and the power that Vera has. So I mean, he kind of did what he has to do. I still think he's a pretty damn good fighter. It's just he chose the probably intelligent strategy of fighting Marlon Vera when you're not an elite fighter yet. As we mentioned, Bobby King, motherfucking Green, TKOs, Daniel Zellhuber. Man, absolute fraud. What the numbers that Zellhuber has lost as, man, the bookmakers and the public, I guess, have definitely overestimated this man. He is not good. And yeah, we capitalized on that one. Edgar Chairez squeaks by a decision against Buns in a pretty kind of expect a lot more from Chairez, and he did not perform. Emmanuel Rodriguez survives the scare early and then eventually runs over Kevin Borjas, and Santiago Luna decisions the Angel Pacheco. Wes, talk about these fights.
Yeah, I mean, like Martinez, you move like that and you like beat on a dude so much, but he's got like rocks for brains, so you'll never hurt him. And like Barry, you're gonna slow down a little bit. Martinez hits a lot of guys in this division the way he hits Barry, and they're like going down. They're not walking at him like a zombie. So to survive that, I thought that was a decent performance for Martinez. Man, he's still really young, dude. And you get a guy like Vera, vet like that, who is almost unfinishable. I thought that was a decent performance. Yeah, I said what we said about Bobby Green. Like, you're right. You hit it on the head. What the fuck has been going on with Zellhuber that people have thought he's like any good?
He's tall. He's tall.
And man, that was fun. That was like with a bet on it at that kind of number. That was fun. That was my funnest.
You can't ask for much better.
No, that was absolutely my funnest fight to watch in 2026 so far, hands down. But even if I took that bet off of that was fun, man. Bobby Green put on an absolute show. That was fucking great. Now Bobby Green is like 40, man. Like we might not get that in the next one. He might be slick out on his face in the next one. Look, I had Chairez pretty big in a parlay, and I thought he lost that fight. Like I don't know what happened to him. He looked completely like he wasn't there for 2 rounds. Goes out in the third.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's in Mexico and shit. I don't know, but I thought he lost that fight. I thought he lost the first 2 rounds. Yeah, I think Rodriguez is pretty good. He had a little scare there, but Borjas is tough. That guy's always a tough out. I think Rodriguez is pretty good. To get that finish late was pretty nice. And Yeah, Luna beat up an old man. I was on some. They laid that fight at 1.5. That was absolutely insane in a 135-pound fight.
Rest of the card, Ryan Gandra gives Jose Cold Medina his walking papers.
Finally, fuck.
Eileen Perez beats Macy Chiasson because Macy Chiasson is not good, and I don't know. At one point, I thought she was going to be okay, and she's just not good. Christian Quinones gets rid of Chris Moutinho. 30-27 across the board. Oh, Javier Reyes takes out with a buzzer beater Douglas D on drugs, which was quite sad. The Tareen girl, yeah, you had mentioned, you were on the podcast saying that, you know, some people thought this chick was decent, and she was a dog and came through fairly easily. Francis Marshall chokes out Eric Silva, terrible. Damian Penis takes out Wesley Schultz, terrible. I know you were on a bunch of over 1.5s, which you know,
They didn't start good.
Didn't start good. They ended up all right.
Yeah.
Thought they were going to do a little bit better, but some of these big favorites did smoke these terrible ass fighters, Wes.
Yeah, I mean the first couple, but I mean, you look at like the Chris Montano fight, that was an over 1.5. That went 15. The Luna Pacheco was a 1.5. That went 15. The Rodriguez Bojas was an over 1.5. So they actually made a tiny bit of money. But yeah, Medina gets his walking papers. I'm with you on Chiasson. I threw a small bet on her again, pretty much out of principle because she was a dog, and I've lost on it every single time now. I might as well keep going until they cut her. But I don't know. I thought so too, man. Like, and Perez sucks. Like, I don't know what they're doing with this with the women's division. Yeah, that Quinones goes 15 with Chris Montano, which is kind of wild. Yeah, Dion drugs. That was kind of brutal to watch. And yeah, the Tran chick or whatever, like that was fun, man. That chick was in there like throwing down, walking old girl down, fucking had some of the best sort of technical like striking that you see on just about any chick in like women's MMA nowadays. Like that was actually pretty fun, man. And yeah, Marshall killed an old dude. And is the penis good? Should we be asking that? Is the penis kind of good?
If you have to ask.
I know our boy Dan Tom was having an absolute blast with that during the first fight of the night.
Yes, sir.
The jokes just kind of wrote themselves for that one.
They usually do when it's served up on a platter. We didn't need Brad for that one.
No.
Oh, so that was quick. Any other thoughts on the card overall or anything, Wes?
No. I do like that. Like, it seems like these cards that are on Paramount Plus though are like starting a little earlier and are getting to business. Like, we're not getting a ton of filler and shit, which it seems way nicer. I do like that.
It definitely does help the viewing experience. So yeah, that's been good. Yeah, the hour earlier start is pretty money.
For an East Coast guy, it's even for a late night East Coast guy. I still don't like watching fights till 1:30 in the morning. Like, nobody wants to be doing that.
It's a bit much. It is a bit much. So this has been nice, and yeah, we got the third numbered event in the Paramount era. I think probably this main event is the best that they've had. The rest of the card, there's some bangers, and then later in the card, it's nothing special, but we'll take it to get a Do Bronx Holloway title fight. I don't really care about the title, but if it gives him more money, cool. It's cool that these two guys can headline because they are both all-time greats, and it's going to be awesome. I was at the first one, which ended very sadly, and that was a very big downer to end the night, especially when you traveled. I think I drove like 5.5 hours to go to that one. Yeah, so that was good times. But yeah, we'll start a bit on the lower end. Of course, we got some light heavyweights, Wes. We got a guy that's just crushing dudes on the regional scene and just smokes the guy on Contender Series, taking on Rodolfo Bolado, who is not good, very good, and that's saying something at 205. Wes?
Yeah, it's just it's really hard to know what to do with like the past few years Contender Series guys. Like most of them are decent, but they, end up smoking a guy on the Contender Series now that's probably never going to see the UFC again. And in the first few years of the Contender Series, like dudes were legit coming off there. They the guys they were fighting were sort of good. Now I just don't know, but man, minus 225 coming off Contender Series. I know he was beating the guys down at CFFC, which is an okay regional scene fight promotion. It's
heavyweights.
Light heavyweight's not good anywhere. So, like you could go to your local fucking tavern on a football Sunday and fight better dudes, probably. But like Bolado is just such a fucking idiot, man. I'll never get over the Paul Craig fight. That's gonna like be on that guy's shit for the rest of his life. If there's anything that I would play on this fight, I'm still debating a bunch of stuff on here before I usually lock shit on Fridays now, but like kind of over 1.5. Like it's just this shit hits so much now with these Contender Series guys that run over a dude. They lay him at minus 1.5 in their first UFC fight. They face a decent guy that gives them a little bit of resistance, and it's a different fight. And a lot of these go over 1.5. So if I was to play anything, it would be that small. Man, I can't even pick Bolado and a Tout Master for the Paul Craig shit. I don't know if I'll ever be able to pick that guy in a fight again.
Bolado needs to quit fighting because he is incurring more and more brain damage, and his long-term way of funding his life should be poker. And when you continue to get punched in the head, you probably become a worse poker player. So he needs to make a financial decision after he probably gets knocked out by Luke Fernandez.
The math's not mathing anymore with that brain, dog.
Yeah. Quite unfortunate, but yeah, that is Bolado's not good. Is Luke Fernandez good? I have no clue. You don't learn much when he smokes a guy out in 15 seconds. But he did have a fight with Christian Edwards. Greg Ellis, like, yeah, light heavyweight. I'll pick Fernandez just because Bolado was very bad, but yeah, over 1.5. Bolado's kind of got smoked twice against Victor Petrino. One went over, one went under. That seems probably right. When if Bolado fights somebody decent, then there's a coin flip chance it'll go over or under, in my opinion. But for Wes's sake, I will be cheering for these guys to get sloppy and tired, and then it gets really fun. Really fun. Featherweight division, we got Gaston Bolaños taking on Zhang Young Lee. Wes, who is this Korean man?
Lee's fun. He's gonna walk forward and fucking swing. Like it didn't work like he's the one that had a hotter a mill fucking on tippy toes and then got knocked out like, not long after. But like that guy throws. I think that's what's gonna happen here. Bolaños is kind of the same. Dude's a walk forward and throws down. And like I'm not betting fucking Lee at minus 350, but I do like the under 2.5 here. Like I think these guys throw down. It's literally how they're built. Like I just mentioned, Lee can have you halfway knocked out and get completely fucking laid out in the next 15 seconds. So yeah, I think these dudes throw down. I like the under 2.5 at some slight juice, and probably picking Lee because I just think he's younger, faster dude at this point, decent chin, notwithstanding the Emil knockout. But yeah, I'll pick Lee, but I really like the under 2.5 in this fight.
Number seems a bit wide. I'm not betting Stone, but yeah, guy, Lee has some power, and like you said, he did crack Emil, but he still lost to Daniel Santos and Hyder Emil, and now he's a pretty giant favorite. I guess that's indicative of how bad Bolaños is. Both times Bolaños has been finished, it's been under 2.5. So I get where you're going. You makes sense. Lee probably gets him out of there, but I don't
350 is crazy.
A bit high.
Yeah, that's a crazy price.
It's a bit high. Next up, oh Lord, we're at light heavyweight again. They're just trying to get these guys over with early. It's a lot better than trying to make light heavyweight something, because it's not. Something called Rafael Tobias taking on DR. There we go. Say Wes.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. If I was to play anything in this fight, it would be another over, because I think these two dudes end up getting sloppy. I know they got finishes on their records, but these guys running each other over and over, and it's kind of the same fighter mashed up, and it gets sloppy. I think this one does too, and it's going to be a horrible fight to watch. I don't even know who to pick in Talmaster at this point, to tell you the truth.
The pick is Tobias, because he might sub this man, because he has been subbed a couple times.
He does get taken down. Yeah, he does get taken down.
That's all I got. Bantamweight division, it's going to be good. Flyweight division, it's going to be good because it's flyweight. Sumaderji taking on Jesus Aguilar. Wes?
Yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty fun. Aguilar is always in really fun, competitive matches. I thought he would do a tiny bit better with Tiara, but come to find out that guy's just insane and might have a belt around his waist here before too long. We'll be talking about that fight here in the near future, but Osamerji's fun too, man. He puts on good performances. I feel like this is gonna be on the feet, man. And man, Aguilar comes forward and throws a lot of volume, dude, and fights. I think that looks good to the judges. He's won some closest decisions. He's got some sub finishes too. If Sumerji is trying to shoot double legs and stuff on him, I think he's a pretty decent all around fighter, man. And 2-1 again on him. It seems like this guy's always a slight dog and pulling out good enough performances to steal some of these fights against about the level of competition that he is. Like Sumerji's not levels above him or anything. So I just think this price is kind of wide. I kind of like Aguilar for a small play here, and I think it goes 15 and he just does a little more and pulls out a decision here. And there's some plus 600 out there on Aguilar by decision. I don't think that's a bad play at all either. So small on the money line and a small play on Aguilar decision.
Yeah, I think if you like Aguilar, you got to sprinkle that decision at that price. Over 2.5 is like minus 165 at a couple places. That seems a bit low.
Yep.
I don't know. Not everybody's into laying that kind of juice. But if you want a parlay piece for something, I don't think that's bad. I think Medurgi's just a little bit better. Numbers probably a little bit wide, but I think Sumedurgi can dictate this fight kind of a little bit more. Whether he does, go, grapple a bit, or if he just wants to keep it striking, but it'll probably be close. It's flyweights. A lot of these flyweight fights are pretty competitive, and I think this is probably going to decision. So I'll pick Medurgi by decision. Wes, I'm not sure how this man is fighting when his last name is a steroid. We got something called Nyamjar Terenabal taking on Cody Durden in the flyweight division. Wes?
Cody Durden is going to find a way to lose this fight. But I can't lay this kind of price on whatever the fuck to find out here. I think Durden finds a way to get finished late in this fight too, like he always does, but the under 2.5 is up in the minus 160 range now. And that's just a little too steep too for me as well. So this is going to be a complete pass for me, but I will pick the TRT to get it done over Cody Durden sometime late.
Yeah. Terenabal, he's beating who he should. Not a great loss against Carlos Hernandez. Cody Durden, not a good chin. And
nope.
Terenabal's got a couple knockdowns. Probably has some okay power for this division. And if Durden tries to grapple, this guy could either catch him by guillotine or sweep him. So I'll pick the Terenabal. Cody Durden just not durable enough at this weight class where most fighters do not have that much power, but he's getting dropped by fucking everybody. So yeah, I'll pick the Terenabal. Featherweight division, Alberto Montez Bueller. The fuck is that? Taking on Ricky Tercios, who is a favorite fade of yours, Wes. But what are we doing here?
Yeah, any other time I would be looking for the way to fade old Ricky, but it just ain't with Alberto Montez at minus 165. Like that's just something I can't do. I do think Tercios has got a little bit more of a chance here because I think this could be some grappling in this fight. And he's not horrible on his back with somebody that wants to roll around and do jiu-jitsu with him. Somebody wants to sit on top of him and hold him in place and drop bombs on him. That's a problem for Ricky Tercios. Guys that want to roll around and go for subs and shit like this Montez guy seems to want to do, that gives Tercios a little bit more opportunity because he's just weird on the mat. Like he does weird shit. So that could be a problem for guys at sometimes just his jiu-jitsu and grappling is just kind of unorthodox. So yeah, I don't Montez by sub. I didn't know what that price was. Yeah, it was still kind of like 285 or something. Just don't think that's big enough to even go with that. So yeah, this is probably just a complete pass for me. I'll pick Montez because I just think Ricky Tercios is not fucking good.
He is not good. Honestly surprised he is still fighting in the UFC, but I guess somebody has to beat the Kevin Natividads and the Brady he stands of the UFC. No clue if Montez is good, but he's probably better than Ricky Tercios. So that's good enough for me. Next up. Oh, what do we got next? The middleweight division. Oh, this is
the worst.
Dante Johnson coming in to, mushroom stamp Cody Durden, or sorry, Cody Bumditch.
There's some shitty Codys on this card.
There supposedly 3 of them fought on another card a while ago, and they went 1 and 2. And yeah, these Codys are probably going to go 1 and 2 on Saturday as well. What do you got in this one, Wes?
Look, Johnson's minus 900 for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he let dumbass get into the second round with him. Say what you will about Bumdage. He's fucking tough. And that guy, he'll take a beating. He ain't going to tap the strikes. He ain't just going to lay over and die. He'll make a dude earn that fight. I'm going to take some fight starts round 2 here. I like to do that in these shitty divisions with guys that are minus 900 against a sort of UFC vet, and you're getting even money on a fight just getting out of the first. I think, Bumdage. I seem to do a lot of Bumdage fights. This guy's always lying like that because he is shit, and guys do beat the hell out of him, but he'll take a 5-minute beating and get into that second round. So I like fight starts round 2.
A couple of the favorites of the MMA analysis have been the only 2 gentlemen to get him out of there in the first round, and that would be, of course, Michael Candy back in 2022, and down with the thickness Willie Knight in 2020.
Jesus. I mean, there's no fucking. That's not bad to. I mean, those are like the biggest mushroom stamps you could imagine.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, like I can see it. Bumdage does take a bit of a beating, but did take a beating not that long ago. He got TKO'd about 40 days ago. Yep. That's
I thought it was like a few months ago. Really?
January 31st, and we're March 4th. So yeah, come fight time, it'll be around there. Not sure how he got cleared, but this is MMA. So yeah, that's the concerning part of taking the old starts round 2 when he just got punched a bunch very recently. So obviously the picks, Dante Johnson. We'll see if Bumdage can add some more CTE and survive until the second. Hopefully for Wes's sake, he does. Bantamweight. This man needs to be studied. The downfall has been wild. Cody Garbrandt is a plus 140 underdog to something called Long Zhao. Wes, if he loses, it's over. No mas. Correct?
I mean, for his own sake, I hope he can look in the mirror and say if he loses to Long Zhao, it's about this is scraping the bottom to give Cody a fight. Like, if he's gonna get a win, it's here or it's fucking never, bro. This guy's 1 and 2 in his UFC fights against unknown fighters off a road UFC and shit, man. Like, Cody's better than this guy. Will this guy get to that chin and that chin not be there like Cody did, staying there with Hani or with Barcelos, and Figueiredo had to choke him. Like, he was taking shots from guys that hit pretty good. So if the chin does hold up here, Cody at a dog price, man, against it's almost like out of principle, I got to throw something small on that, but guy's going to have a reach advantage, a height advantage on Cody and shit. So the head movement better be there like it's been. So I can see why he's a slight dog here. Of course, man. It's crazy. He's only 34, but he's old in MMA years, and he's going against a younger guy that's bigger and longer and going to be probably a little bit faster. It's tough, but like you said, if Cody don't win here, it's over. I think he can pull one out here.
I have faded Mr. Garbrandt a lot in his career.
Yeah.
obviously lost some money. I don't think I would have had Almeida at that point in his career, but definitely lost money on when he somehow just had the performance of a fucking lifetime against Dominic Cruz. But yeah, we got him a bunch. Got him with Pedro. Got him with a bunch of these other guys. Now that we're on this swing of his career, I haven't been fading him as much because, of course, he's been lined appropriately for kind of how far he's fallen. I mean, if you get out grappled and lose to Long Zhao, it's definitely over.
Yeah, I like where your head's at. Almost grappling this guy, and if he can't do that, like,
I don't think he will. Like, I know Davison had success, obviously, and Howney did a bit as well, but I think he can stuff those takedowns. I think he can probably get some of his own if he actually wants to. Sometimes he does.
He could be on top here.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. You know, he did against Trevin Jones when he had to. He tried to do it against Rob Font. I think he can have success on top and probably can do fairly well in the stand-up. You know, Long Zhao, I don't think he has the most amount of power, but it doesn't take much against old Cody Garbrandt. So if it's anything, it's going to be pretty small, but I think I'm actually going to have a bet on Cody Garbrandt in 2026 because, yeah, they're serving him up something, and if it ain't this, it's over. So, I mean, I'll take some dog money on that.
Garbrandt's probably never seen this level of competition in his entire life.
No.
Probably from the beginning, he was fighting more skilled guys than Long Zhao. This dude's got 2 losses to road UFC type guys in the past, year and a half?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Fave over Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah. Sad, but
could be right. It could be right.
Yep.
I'm saying it's wrong yet.
Oh, we're up in the middleweight division, but this one should actually be quite enjoyable. Of course, they're doing a rematch, a Dan Tom special.
Well, he can't hate this one, though. He can't hate this one. This is a perfectly fine rematch.
This is a rare one with all the rematches at 185 that the matchmakers just seem to fall in love with. We got the Hobo Cop taking on Bruno. Is Hobo Cop gonna finally be smart and learn from his mistake last time, Wes?
Hobo Cop and smart. Man.
I know. It's a tough ask.
Yeah, look, I think if he comes out with the right game plan here, he's better. Like, I think he's got paths here to absolutely win this fight. I think he was winning the first fight and gets clipped. Could that happen again? Yeah. I mean, if he does the same shit, like, he absolutely get clipped by Bruno. I thought Bruno kind of played it, I don't know, sort of safe against Vettori. I don't know. He did hit Vettori. Vettori's just, if that guy if he had any kind of skills, like, that dude has cardio and a chin that could make anybody a champion. If they had fucking any sort of skills, that guy just is a brain dead fucking idiot. But yeah, like, Jackson McVeigh had Ferreira down. A bus had him down, choked him out. Petrosian had him going that way, gets his arm snatched up. Do we really think that Ruzabayev took Ferreira down and grounded and pounded him out? If Hobo Cop just fights a sort of smart fight here and grinds and grapples on Ferreira, I think he can win fairly easily here. He's got to get clipped, I think, to get taken out, to lose this fight to Ferreira. Yeah, I like Hobo Cop in this spot. I don't know if I'm gonna parlay him at this number, but I do think what correlates is I like the over 1.5. I think if Hobo Cop fights that kind of fight and is smart, he does drag this out a little bit and is a little safer. So I kind of like the over 1.5 a little more. And man, like Hobo Cop decision is like a huge price, and I would not be shocked to see him just hold and grind and kind of ground and pound on Ferreira for 3 rounds. That's not out of the realm of possibility, in my opinion. But then Ferreira could clip him in the first, and we're looking at the same outcome as last time. That's possible in this fight. That's why it's a great fight. But I think Hobo fight smart, and this fight goes a little bit long.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good.
Yeah, right.
I assuming
Never when you
Hobo
bet
Cop-
him. Yeah, never when you bet him.
Yeah, so I mean, Hobocop can win a stand-up fight. It's just this fight becomes a lot fucking closer, and you might even give the edge to Bruno Ferreira in a fight like that. If Hobocop decides to grapple, I think he has success. It's just,
Is that real in the chat? I
No.
thought Adesanya was fighting somebody else.
well, Wes, see, that's a 185er fighting a 125er, so no, it is not correct.
Well, that's
sir.
what I was like, code up, he's got another fight. I didn't even put that together in my mind. What the fuck?
Oh, love it.
My bad.
All good. But yeah, so I mean, I bet Ferrer in the first one, him inside plus 350. I cashed that. That was a nice one. This time you aren't getting that price. It's like plus 265. There's some off market plus 321 maybe, but generally 280. I think if you like Ferreira, you play that way, because I don't think there's a way that he's probably going to win a decision. I think that's like you said, it's going to be Hobocop wrestling and wearing him out, and possibly winning decision or getting a late finish. If he uses jiu-jitsu and wrestles, I think this becomes a lot easier fight for him. It's just trusting this man to do that is a gambler's
Get out the chalkboard
choice. So
just
good luck if you do it, Wes. I don't think I can.
We'll see. I haven't locked anything at all yet. Like we talked. I usually wait till Fridays. Usually now.
We have another banger. Back-to-back bangers. Lightweight division. A couple vets here. The chiseled jaw of Drew Dober taking on Michael Johnson, who is he 41 years old now? He's
39.
He's not 40 yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not Bobby Green level yet.
No, he's getting there. He's getting there. Best fighter that has a 24-19 record. I think that's probably indisputable. Wes?
I mean, the other guy's fighting's got a 28 and
15
record. And, this is how you match these guys up, man. Can we get the late 30-year-old types or like Bobby Green against shitty up and comers? Let's test these fucks pretty quick and see what we got. This is the perfect matchup. This is the absolute perfect matchmaking. Situated just about right on the card. Like, what were they thinking there? Was like Mick Maynard and old boy like fucking doing the fucking shrooms, making matches? Because this is a good one. I think these dudes throw down. I think this is going to be fun as hell. These fuckers are going to throw. Whose chin we trusting? Michael Johnson seems to have the Arlovsky effect going on, to where his has come back to life, and Dober's kind of been going the other way. I think Dober hits harder. Michael Johnson is more of a combo, put it together and get you out of there, where Dober's kind of a one-hit guy. Man, it's going to be fun. I have no clue on a side. I lean Dober. I just think he's the harder hitter, so I lean that way. Slight plus money on him. I like the under. These dudes are throwing. One of those chins, or those sketchy chins, are going to be questioned heavily in this fight. So give me the under. Dober a pick, but I just fuck aside in this fight. Just put it all on the under.
Yeah, somebody's getting KO'd here. These guys, they bang, and neither of them have great chins. MJ has shown a little bit better, but I mean, if you look at who he's fighting, that helps a lot. But yeah, he's still got some good power himself. Nice back-to-back fights where he drops guys. And like you said, Drew Dober's chin's been looking questionable and more questionable as we go. And he's always had a decent chin, but that shit adds up. So like you, I like the under. I don't know who the fuck is gonna win. I guess money's coming in on Michael Johnson. I guess I'll probably pick him. Fuck. But would not be surprised if Dober lands a bomb, because he usually does, even when he loses. So under 2.5, there's like minus 138s out there, minus 148 at FanDuel. I took minus 150 at Bet365. I like that quite a bit. I took it for 2 units. So that's going to be the consensus bet of the week. Johnson Dober under 2.5. We're taking it at minus 150. Let's go.
They can't be plus 370s every week.
Nope.
Sometimes
we're going back to
go the other direction. we gotta get chalky.
Yes, sir. Next up, another classic young guy versus decent vet. Rob Font taking on Raul Rosas Jr. Wes, what do you got?
Yeah, it's not been going well for the younger up and comers lately. That changed a little bit last week. We saw, kind of the same guy, David Martinez, is beating a couple decent vets back to back. I just think in this one, like, Rosas is like legitimate, man. If you've seen this kid this week too, he's fucking like bricked up, man. This kid's growing into his body and shit. He's still just 21 years old with how many UFC fights is it now? It's got to be approaching almost double-digit UFC fights at this point for a 21-year-old. Fought a legitimate, like, journeyman dude last time in Vince Morales and won that fight fairly easily. Rob Font is starting to, like, he's looking kind of tough. I know he had some the decent wins over Got Collar Phillips and then the Matsumoto split decision win, but like that kid's gone on to not look great. So I just think Rosas, this is one of those where the younger guy, that speed and that youth and stuff is gonna get Rob Font here, and I think he can grapple. Rob Font can be taken down. I think Rosas is gonna body him in wrestling, and I wish the price was a little better on Rosas' decision, because I think this goes 15. Rosas just kind of controlling on the mat and won a decision over Rob Font. And I mean, Rosas is probably going to start moving up in competition, I would imagine, if he can get Rob Font out of there.
I would think so. We'll see how impressive a win it is. I do think he wins. Pretty much anybody that wants to take down Rob Font takes him down. So Raul Rosas Jr. is going to take him down. Probably laying him on him for a bit, rough him up a tiny bit. Does he get the sub? I don't think so.
I don't either.
Rob Font spends a lot of time getting grappled, and
Rosas his ground and pound isn't like damaging enough either to get guys to open up. He's just not at this point.
Yep. And the only guy that's got him by sub is, of course, the classic Pedro Munoz guillotine. At one time, that was pretty elite. So, Rosas probably wins the decision. You would hope that he showed early on against kind of the lesser competition that he could get some guys out of there. Seems like kind of since he's been starting to step up, he hasn't been. I think with his style, he needs to start finishing dudes or it's gonna get probably pretty old pretty quick.
Mhm.
Co-main event of the evening in the middleweight division, another good one. Hopefully it's good. We got old Bahalio taking on RDR. Wes, Bahalio, big favorite. Should he be?
Yeah, this line's a little wide. Especially coming off like, I don't know. Like I could get people wanting to bet Bahalio, but at minus 250, like that RDR performance last time out was not pretty. Like I get it. It seems like he's taking the time, taking some steps to remedy that. Who knows how much that's going to work at 35 years old? Because that was pretty brutal last time out. Now, Bahario, his performance last time out was pretty bad too. Guy just couldn't pull the trigger. Got completely outclassed. I feel like RDR's the better dude here. It's just that unknown of coming off that last fight, man. Is that tank? Is that tank a little better? I know he's not going to have to go past 15 this time, which that's a little bit safer if you like RDR in this spot. I think at this kind of price, you just have to take that chance on who I think is the better guy, the better all around guy. You're getting 2-1 to find out if he's not going to completely fucking hit a wall again. There's been like, I mean, I've watched a lot of RDR fights in other promotions to where he went fucking that distance, man, and didn't gas like that. So I got to think that that's more the norm than what happened in his last fight. And at over 2-1 on a guy who I just think is more well-rounded here and is going to get the kind of fight he wants, a guy that's not great on his feet kickboxing. RDR is not the best. And if this gets grapply, RDR is just crazy on the mat. So over 2-1, I will take a small piece of RDR and hope that he doesn't die on the mat again.
Yeah, obviously disappointing RDR last fight. I was on him. I bet him in a couple of these fights that he had. That was his 5th UFC fight in 12 months. That is definitely, we talked about that. It's never a good idea. This guy cuts a lot of weight. And then, I don't know, they've talked about he had something like wrong with him in that fight. And, you know, it took him a while to figure out what it is. I don't know if they ever announced what it was. I tend to believe something was fucked up because that was not RDR. That was crazy.
We've seen him in one go fucking 25 minutes. Like, it was crazy to watch that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, obviously something was wrong. So I believe that's figured out. I think he can push the pace. He hasn't fought in 5 months. I think that is very good for him to, you know, let his body.
Pointing out another good point handicap.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'll probably sprinkle that as well.
The Bobby Green one was wild. Even though I had Bobby Green a lot money line, that plus 7.5 and like slight plus money was fucking insane.
Yeah. So these odds I believe are very skewed, and I think basing way too much on that last performance. I was on Bahalio against Imavov. That was a horrible performance.
Yep.
I think RDR can grind on this guy. He's big enough. He's got good enough grappling that he could wear out Bahalio. That's what he does, and I give him a lot better chance than plus 235, which is what I got. So yeah, I bet him 2 units at plus 235, and I'll probably sprinkle on that points handicap if it is around even money, because this is going 3 rounds likely, and I think RDR can definitely win at least 1 round. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, bet 365. It's even money right now.
Yeah. So I will be taking that. Main event, we're already here. BMF title, Max Holloway, Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Wes, what's going to happen here?
I don't know. Greatness. one of those fights to where I seriously like, as long as it's good, outside of any bet I have, like I
As long
don't.
as what happened last time doesn't happen again.
Yeah, but like
this
that
will be
was
good.
that changed the trajectory of a guy that could have been that was it, or a dude that's going to be a Hall of Famer and all time great.
Yep.
That might have been all of the. Who knows if what was real and not there, whatever. Coming out of that changed the guy's career. Whoever wins this fight, I'll be perfectly fine as long as it's like it's gonna be good. There's these two, it's impossible. Like Charles is coming forward, slanging. Max is gonna throw 100 punches until I think Do Bronx gets a hold of him. He gets a hold of everybody. Max isn't Illa. He can't one punch Do Bronx. Like that's just not in his game unless he's got somebody windmilling in front of him at the end of a fight. You know what I'm saying? He could, and I think like Charles is the harder hitter here. We got to think like Charles is gonna be the bigger guy in this fight, even though Max is filled into a 155er now. He's 34 years old. Do Bronx is gonna be the bigger guy in this fight. I think the harder hitter. Now, better, more technical guy, more volume guy. Absolutely Max. And he's going to throw a lot. But I think Charles just goes into what he does, man. At some point, he's going to get a hold of Max. And I'm not convinced Max stops it. I'm not convinced Max stops Do Bronx before Do Bronx gets him in a really bad spot on the mat. And we know what happens after that. Especially Max, man. That guy's not got a lot of time fighting dudes like off of his back and shit and stuff on the mat. So he's going to have one of the all-time greats, maybe the all-time great, on a dude on the mat in UFC history. So I just feel like at 2-1, man, that I would convince myself to bet Max if he was 2-1 in this spot, probably. That's just how off I think the line is. This is like probably about a pick on. Max should be probably a slight fave, but 2-1's just kind of crazy to me. I'm taking Do Bronx. If Max wins, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think Do Bronx gets this to his realm at some point and chokes Max out.
That would be awesome. That would be very, very cool if that happened. Yeah, Do Bronx, he's fucking good. And, unless he's fighting,
elite.
Makachev, Sarukian, and even against Sarukian, he got on top there. He usually gets guys down. I know Max has like an unbelievable takedown defense and he gets up incredibly quick, but I don't think he's also fought a grappler as good or as big as Do Bronx. So that will be interesting. I think, we're going to have to see something out of Max Holloway on the ground because, like you said, I don't think he can one punch Do Bronx. His power has looked better at 155, but
do you think that he's gonna have to at some point deal with Charles on the ground?
Yeah,
like legitimately deal with him.
Yep.
I think that's bad. Even once could be very bad.
It can be very, very bad. Do Bronx on your back or on the ground on top of you, it is very, very bad. So I could definitely see it going that way. Max has looked good at 155. That was a great performance against Dustin. Showed power, showed obviously durability, and obviously against Gaethje that was very impressive too. I think this is gonna be a fun ass fight. But I do think Do Bronx has
different. It's different in those fights, man. Those were all-time performances for Max.
Yep.
I think this is just a different fight than those are fights that are good for him, man. Great matchups for him. This isn't.
And like Do Bronx has a 5-inch reach advantage. Holloway, it's been like 10 plus years since he's fought a guy with as big of a reach as Do Bronx. So Do Bronx's stand up is underrated. He could crack Max and then jump on a back.
Hard. He hits hard, man.
He hits hard, man. And if he goes, if he gets caught, I don't think like Max isn't going to the ground with him. So it's going to give him time to recover, and then he's still got a shot to get him down. So, yeah, I like Do Bronx. I don't think I'm going to play him. I don't want to mush him. I really like I played doesn't go to decision at -210. It's obviously a lot of chalk, but I think either way, this is getting finished. I think Do Bronx is getting a sub or getting a ground and pound on the ground. Or Max is going to have a lot of success on the feet, and Do Bronx is hittable, and eventually gets him out of there. But I think Do Bronx is he's one of one, and there is not many people as dangerous as he is. And Max, hasn't fought a fighter quite like him, so I'm going to pick Oliveira. And I played, that doesn't go decision at -210 for 2.5 units. So I'm steering clear. I don't want to mush him, but I think the bet I have is the way he's going to win. So, any other thoughts, Wes?
No, that's a pretty good card.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll probably have coming up in the next couple weeks. We'll probably have shows going, but we usually do the March Madness stuff. So I'm sure Ivan will be sending that out.
Will be on that, sending that out.
If anybody,
the analysis Twitter account.
Yeah, if anybody wants to hop in that, and yeah, I'm not sure. We do have some Zuffa boxing coming up this Sunday. I kind of like these Sunday boxing cards. I think they're kind of doing that right. Putting this on Sundays after UFC events, and we got a decent one of their first ring belts. I don't know if it's going to be for the IBF belt now. Kind of
doesn't look like it.
That's the whole thing now. So
their first big signing is fighting. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I do hate that part of it. I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to go. I guess was listening to some boxing guys, and I get it's this kind of the same thing that Top Rank and all them has kind of done over the past 5-6 years. They've gotten in bed with Turkey and other ways and shit, and tried to run their own promotions and shit. And now the big dogs on the block showed up with the real money with Turkey, and they're gonna be about unstoppable, man. We'll see what happens. What do we have? What's next UFC card?
Next week is Emmett versus the J-Hos in the Apex.
Lord.
Yeah,
that's the co-main. Oh god,
Lemos versus Jillian Robertson.
Look,
co-main.
That's a good fight. That's going to be a actually fun fight. But man, you can't put that as a co-fucking main.
Yeah, I don't think any of these other announced bouts are going to be above that. So yeah, that'll be interesting. My wife is due next Friday, so we'll see if things are happening or what's going on next Wednesday, whether we're breaking down this card and the next couple will get sketchy, but we'll try to do this as much as I can while having a toddler and a newborn, but so we'll see how that goes.
Brad don't even have kids. This man he's just like, I gotta live life in general.
Yes, sir. But yeah, that'll do it for us, and hopefully we'll see you next week for that amazing warehouse card. Yeah, Saturday should be fun. Main event's unbelievable. Let's go Do Bronx.